Babysitters are teenagers who behave like grown-ups so that grown-ups can go out and behave like teenagers. The man who invented internet is 80 years old now. If you see him walk down the street, you'll think he's just another old dude who doesn't know how to use internet. Some people have probably texted "Did you die?" as a joke to someone who didn't respond, only to find out they actually died. The first humans who ate crabs must have been really hungry to try and eat an armored sea spider. Everyone has a moment where they realize islands do not float on the ocean. Someone who marries for money isn't really a spouse, they're just a high-priced hooker with a long-term lease. California is the nearest state to Hawaii, but Hawaii is almost the furthest state from California. The alphabet song is probably the most useful song you'll learn and continually go back to in your lifetime. There has to be someone in Gotham that thinks Bruce Wayne is a little bitch because he always disappears when the bad guys come around. Spoons are the no-you of dishwashing. Bermuda Triangle might be the exit portal of this simulation. By causing species to go extinct, we are forcing everything else to evolve into human-resistant organisms. That never ends well. Being alone in a multiplayer game feels more lonely than being alone in real life. High schoolers in TV shows use their locker more often in one episode than a real high schooler does in a year. Despite his shitty upbringing, Dr. Doofenshmirtz really tried his best to raise Vanessa. Hogwarts is home to so many logic-defying anomalies, but the students treat fortune-telling like it's total bullcrap. Doorknob locks on bedrooms are more of a communication tool than a security measure. Doing something alone is kind of sad, but doing it solo is cool AF. By neutering our pets, we're ensuring that the only genes getting passed on to the next generation are those of the animals we don't want. Since the sun is 4.6 billion years old and takes 230 million years to orbit the center of the Milky Way, in his own years, our sun is 20 years old. No one seems to notice that the logo for Hydra in the MCU is actually an octopus. A Hydra has multiple heads, not arms. All someone needs to do is genetically engineer a horse to grow a horn, and that person will be rich. If zombies appeared, we would really just put them inside a giant concrete prison, put a bait hanging in front of you helmet on them, and tie them to a turbine to generate power. When humans colonize Mars, there will eventually be a flat Mars society that will believe that the Earth is a hoax, Mars is flat, and that Earth never existed, and humanity began on Mars. Everyone who's choked to death on their food knew exactly what their last meal was. Every day, thousands of people are happy because their check-in luggage came out first. In the Toy Story universe, Annabelle isn't possessed, she's just an asshole. Despite being red and green, watermelons are never associated with Christmas. Women wearing men's clothing is almost never considered crossdressing. Men wearing women's clothes is almost always considered crossdressing. The same generation that was told to go to college so they wouldn't end up as strippers is also the one that sells their underwear and fart into cakes on webcams in order to help pay off student loan debts. Water guns are literally just wireless hoses. Tinder is like the ocean. There's lots of fish in the sea, but at some point, there will be more plastic than fish. The voice in your head has changed multiple times in your life, but it always sounds the same. Your day was better than at least 150,000 people bet you didn't die today. The man who shouted "You're breathtaking" at E3 sparked the Reeves Renaissance. Buying a new dog is entering a contract in which you exchange a handful of very sad days for around 10 years of friendship, loyalty and love. A marriage is like blowing air on fire. If your relationship is weak like a candle, the fire will go out, but if your relationship is strong like a bonfire, the air will give oxygen to the fire and it will grow. Drinking water while you pee would look like a cool magic trick if we didn't all know how it was done. When you hear a foreign language speaker talking to their baby in another language, you and the baby have the same understanding of what they're saying. Area 51 is a secret base that everyone knows about. Thus, it's unlikely that secrets are really kept there because everybody already suspects that secrets are kept there. Because of the requirements to be an astronaut, outer space has always had a literacy rate of 100%. Earth could just be an experiment to see how far a civilization could go if left untouched by extraterrestrial influence, which explains why we haven't found proof of aliens. We could just be in a controlled area of the universe where it's only us. Look in front of you. You are the only one in the history of the universe who ever had and will have this exact view. It helps if you imagine autocorrect as a tiny little elf in your phone who's trying so hard to be helpful but is in fact quite drunk. The Roman numeral V5 is also visually half of X10. Getting nervous around a cop when you're innocent must be how killable NPCs feel when the main character is around. Seeing CGI in movies back in the day was impressive, but now seeing less CGI is more impressive. Foreign rappers always wear the dollar sign, but never the euros or yen signs. After humanity's inevitable extinction, the next species can use our driver's licenses as trading cards. Toy Story toys merch are the most realistic merch in the world.